All right, so let me break it down for you. Almost Over You is a fun, slow blues in B. We're going to use the pentatonic scale. We're going to use some of the fourth intervals that we've done in some prior lessons. We're going to also use that minor third to that major third half step. And this one starts on the turnaround. So let me show you how it first comes in. After the drum fill, you're going to do a little slide and then come into the 9th fret on the G string, and you're going to play these two notes right here. So what I'm doing is I'm going from the 9th to the 9th on the E string, the high E, but I'm skipping over the B. And what's interesting about these two notes, if you listen to the sound, it's actually right from that chord of the 9th chord. It's two notes right out of the chord. And we talked before about chord tones and learning some of the key notes to target. So this comes right out of the chord. So after I do these two notes, right? Then I'm going to do a little blues riff on the pentatonic scale using that first finger holding those two strings down, which we've covered in some other lessons. I'm going to go. And what I'm doing here is I'm just rocking back and forth between those fourths, 7th, back down to 7 on the B, and then back to 7 on the E. Then I'm going to the 10th, and I'm hitting that note, and I'm just doing a little like. You hear a lot of that sound in the old Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff. It's just that real powerful. And after we go to the 10th, we're going to go back to the 7th, give that a little bit of a shake. And now we're going to come down the pentatonic scale in B and use a fourth interval, which we've talked about in the past. And the riff sounds like this. It goes. And what we're doing is coming down the scale from 7 to 10 on the B. Then we're going to go 7 on the B. And now we're going to do a bend on the 9th fret, a whole step. And then come off the bend, land on 7, and down on 9 on the D string like this. And then flatten that third finger for the roll. So you see how I go back and forth from 9 to 9, back to 9, back to 7, and then end on the root. So that riff coming down sounds like this. All right? Now the next thing we're going to do is a half step from the 7th to the 8th on the G string like this. Now that's our minor third to the major third of the B chord, and then up to the 7th fret. So we're going to jump over the B string and go right to the high E string like this. And hit that note twice and then give it a little vibrato. And then after you do that, hit one note on the 10th fret and do, it's like a quarter step bend, not a whole step. It sounds like this. Just a tiny little. And that's something you hear a lot in the blues, is where you do a slight bend, and at the top of the bend, you kind of just let your palm down and mute it, and it cuts off the note and gives it that sound. So you go. All right? And then after you do that, a little half step bend, you're going to go to the 12th fret and do a whole step, and then come down to the 10th, right? So we're going to go like this. Like that. And when I hit the 12th vibrato, I'm going to land on the 10th, but I'm not going to pick it. It's a little pull off. All right? Now we're going to do 3 bends from the 12th 3 times. Just like that. And then the last riff goes from the 10th fret on the high E, come down the blues scale, pentatonic, 10, 7, 10, 7 on the B, and then do a whole step bend from the 9th, come down off the bend to the 9th, and then go a half step from 7 to 8. So it actually ends on the 3rd of the chord. So it leads really nice into that one chord. So I'm going to play the whole lead slow for you so you can kind of get the feel of it. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go. So there it is. Have some fun.